Good evening, Graham Rawlins with our Friday edition of News Geelong. The state government, in conjunction with the AFL Coaches Association, has initiated a new anti-violence campaign, The Wingman. Football and netball Geelong are having another successful season as we turn the corner for the run home towards finals time. From the world of Geelong sport, Mitch Scoop Cleary has the latest sports news, while from the weather world we'll bring you the Geelong and Surf Coast area weather forecast expected over the next 6 days. Netball is the fastest growing sport in Victoria, and in particular the Geelong region. And Netball Geelong is at the forefront of providing the competitions to support the growth. News Geelong spoke with Netball Geelong manager Nicky Cook. The fastest growing sport in Victoria is netball, and capable hands of the netball manager at Netball Geelong, Nicky Cook. A great feeling to see the game growing so quickly.
Oh, it's fantastic, Rollo. The participation levels down here in the Netball Geelong region are the largest growing in the state. So it's fantastic to see so many girls out there on a weekend and during the week playing a game that they all love.
Nicky, you started playing as a junior, you're playing now through until senior level out at Leopold. How have you seen the game progress throughout those years?
Oh, it's come a long way, and obviously that's got a lot to do with the publicity that the game gets now, starting at national level. The ANZ Championship has been fantastic for our sport, both nationally and internationally. It's certainly developed the game.
Yeah, I think over the last couple of seasons, one of the success stories of FNG has been the Bellarine Football Netball League coming back under our umbrella.
Oh, look, that's been fantastic. First year, last year, 2011, the clubs had a great year and the season went very well. It's great to see that there's some new clubs that are now going to be, I think, competing for the flags this year. Anglesey and who were in the grand final last year are again on top of the ladder in the A grade. But it's great to see Torquay up there. They're only sitting 2 points behind Anglesey at this stage after round 10. And the girls that are playing that A grade side, once again, have been at Torquay for a long time and started in their juniors and have now developed up into the A grade. So they're going to be pushing hard, I think. It's going to be a great end to the season.
And the support from local councils, City of Greater Geelong, the Surf Coast Shire, in updating and upgrading netball facilities has certainly been a significant step forward for the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. The new facilities down at North Torquay Precinct are fantastic. I was down there the other day, and even in the wet, the courts are great. The new venue at Cardinia Park is also state of the art, and the pavilion now that's being redeveloped and hopefully will be done in a few more weeks is going to be a great asset to the sport. There's still a couple of clubs out there that are only playing on a one-court venue in our GFL league, and that's something that we really need to look at going forward because, as we mentioned at the start, the growth in the sport is incredible. So to be able to accommodate that, we need to make sure we can try and get these clubs up to two-court venues really soon.
And one of the growth spurts has certainly been in the junior areas, 13 unders and upwards, and we've had to develop a Friday night competition specifically for them in some areas.
That's exactly right. Our Friday night competition down at Cardinia Park has always just been an overflow competition, but it's really developing as its own program now, and this year we've actually got 48 11 and under teams that are participating in that competition, so that just goes to highlight the growth there, and they're starting at a young age, so it's fantastic. And this year we've even also had to have 17 and under teams play, so the growth's happening right at the bottom but continuing all the way through, so it's great to see.
Thank you, Nicky. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? The classic line from the dramatic Shakespearean play Romeo and Juliet that will commence tonight at Geelong Woodbine Theatre. Meryl Friend reports.
In Geelong Repertory Theatre Company's 80th year, their latest production is Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. If you're looking for something to keep you warm on these cold winter nights, or even a Sunday afternoon where there's a couple of matinees, you can see the show here at the Woodbine Theatre in Geelong West from June the 22nd. Director of the latest production with Geelong Rep, and it's Romeo and Juliet. There's a very romantic side to that, I'm sure.
Oh, well, it's hugely romantic, as everybody knows, but there's so much more to it. So much more to this Romeo and Juliet anyway.
All right, now, probably everybody has an idea of the storyline, but every production is different. What does Geelong Reps 1 and yours in particular represent?
Well, I'm quite proud of the fact that we've remembered that there are so many other elements to Romeo and Juliet this time. There are fights, there are deaths, there's all of that pride and honour that sometimes kind of gets forgotten about. We've looked at those darker elements as well as the obvious romance that's in the story. So I think there's more to offer. There'll be audiences that don't usually like Shakespeare that will just, they'll adore this piece, really.
So extra things that people wouldn't expect?
Oh, well, like I was saying a bit earlier, we have a dragon in our piece, a little bit of death metal and some monkeys. No. Look, we've got some amazing music by Ian Parsons. He does some radio work and he's selected some really obscure sounds to undertone the pieces. There's a lot of madness. There's a lot of foretelling of the doom that awaits. Romeo and Juliet both have this sixth sense that something's not going to be right in the future. And like I said, some people just look at the kind of florally fun of it and this romance and they forget that there's these amazing fight scenes and death scenes and these young men that play all these silly jokes and say all these silly, rude things as well, which people just kind of forget about. But, we're really thriving and focusing on that.
From the Woodbine Theatre, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. As we go to a break in this Friday edition of News Geelong, don't forget you can Twitter us on our Twitter account at NewsGeelong31 with your thoughts and comments. And now also on Facebook, www.facebook.com/NewsGeelong31. We'll return with more news after this.